Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope and pray every one of us is in good shape of faith and health. And I hope this episode finds you amazing, fully prepared for us to go through our episode 30. Congratulations to all of us. It most excites me that you've been able to come through this. Adab literature has been one thing that I've loved so much, but I've not been able to chase it to perfection. So the little that I get, I have this desire to put it out. Adab is beautiful. Arabic literature is beautiful. Their expressions and all that. So I decided to put up this project to be able to put something little from the Arabic literature to students like me who also try to seek the knowledge of Arabic language so that they also benefit. So congratulations to all of us. It has been with you. If you've not been with me, I wouldn't be here always talking. So congratulations to you, congratulations to myself too, all of us for being able to come through this. We are sealing this 30 episode series with a poem about Gaza. And I think currently there are happenings in Gaza. So this poem is very profound. The title of which is ثلاث صور من غزة. 3 portraits from Gaza. Suwar is the plural of surah, and which is image, picture, statue, all these are surah, structure. But here, I think what fits most is portrait. So it says, ثلاث صور من غزة, 3 portraits from Gaza. What does this mean? You see, literature, these guys in Adab, they have a very nice way of giving titles and all that. They know how to carve out their titles. So if you are also having the ذوق adab, that feel of adab, when you pick it, you also feel what you are coming to go through. The moment it says ثلاث صور من Gaza, if it was anybody speaking, you just take it as 3 pictures from Gaza. He's going to show you 3 pictures. But in adab, you come to realize that he's come to give you 3 scenarios from Gaza, Palestine. He's come to give you 3 scenarios there. Okay, so that is what he says, ثلاث صور من Gaza. And the way literature is, you can be a literateur or you can be somebody who has the feel of literature. As we have poets, people who are doing poetry but do not have that poetry feel. Somebody can write poetry, a very lengthy poem and all that. Somebody who is not a poet will look at it and feel like there are potholes. If you should change this word and put this there, it will have the feel of poetry. Now these people have what we call the dhawq of the field. They have the dhawq, they have the taste of it. So he can tell you that no, this is not good. Some people can't cook, but they can look at it and say, no, this food wouldn't fit. That is what we call those people have just the dhawq of it. In every field it is there. Like in fiqh, jurisprudence, we have people who are hamalatul fiqh. They've learned books of fiqh, Ahdari, Ashmawi, Izziya, Wajiz and all that. They've learned it and they know what it is. But some people are fuqaha, the plural of faqih. Those are those that when a situation comes fresh, that is not mentioned in any book, they can go their way about the verses and hadiths and find ruling. Those are fuqaha. We have hamalatul fiqh. In the same way in adab, we have those who have the dhawq al-adab and those who are udaba. Some people just have the taste. Like us, I've not perfected or studied adab, but I just love poetry and I love art. And so I follow it keenly. And so when I share it, I'm able to share my experience and share what is in there and all that. But if I'm to sit down and carve poems, it may not come out as perfect as the poets are doing. Okay. So he says, ثلاث صور من Gaza, 3 portraits from Gaza. And he numbers it. Interestingly, he gives number 1 and then he'll give you the first surah. You can see some short words. And then he'll give you number 2 and he'll give you something small. Up to 3. Okay. So the first one, he says, لم يقو في عيونه وصوته ألم. There was not in his eyes and his voice pain. There was no pain in there. And لم يقو, the verb is yakunu. But when lam comes, the ending of yakunu has to be skun. And when we say yakun and give nun skun, the waw that comes before the nun will have skun, and the nun will also have skun. In Arabic language, 2 skuns never meet. We call it iltiqa is-sakinain. It is haram in Arabic language. So that's why we read lam yaku. So we can't give the nun sukun. So we take the nun off, and then we can't say lam yaku. We have to take the waw also off. Then we get the lam yaku. It says there was not fi uyunihi, in his eyes, wasutehi, and his voice, alam, pain. There was no pain in his eyes and his voice. He's using him here to represent any person from Gaza, the inhabitants of Gaza, Palestine. So he's telling you that if you see the person like this, you do not see pain in their eyes, you do not see pain in their voice. Why? He says, لأنه احسه سنة, because he has felt it for a year long. This year here is not just a year, 12 months. It is a symbol to represent a very long time. أي لأنه أحسه لوقت طويل جدا. He has felt this pain for a very long time, and so it no more shows on him. ولاكه, and he has masticated it. He has chewed it. So here we can say that the person in Gaza has chewed pain, or the pain has masticated him. And he says استنشقه, he has sniffed it, sana, for a year. He has sniffed it for a year. وشاله, and he has carried it في قلبه, in his heart, sana, for a year. This is the pain we are talking about. He has masticated the pain, or the pain has masticated him, and he has sniffed the pain for a year long. And a year, as I've said, is just symbolic to represent a very long time. وشاله في قلبه sana, and he has carried it in his heart for a year. وطالت السنون ازمنة, and the years, as-sunun, the plural of sana, طالت, prolonged, ازمنة is the plural of zaman, and zaman means a period of time. طالت السنون ازمنة, the years have become so long, like different eras together, an era, another era together. That is how these years he has felt the pain has become. He says, فاصبحت آلامه. Alam is the plural of alam, pain. فاصبحت آلامه, and so his pains became في صدره, in his heart, حقدا, hatred, حقدا, hatred. بل أملا, rather a form of hope. بل أملا, amal is hope. He said this pains of it in his heart has become a form of hatred, and he came out of it right away. He says, بل أملا, no, rather a form of hope, a hope. ينتظر الغدا, waiting for tomorrow. Let's add the 2, 3, and then we read them all together. And then the number 2, the first picture, he's telling you that if you see the person, you won't see pain. It's because the person has gone through the pain for a very long time, and so it's not apparent on them again. And this pain has become a form of hatred deep within, or rather, let's say a form of hope, waiting for tomorrow. The number 2, the second portrait, he says, Ya ayyuha الصغار, oh small ones, speaking to the small ones from Gaza. Ya ayyuha الصغار, oh small ones. عيونكم, your eyes, تحرقني أو تحرقني بنار, your eyes are burning me with fire. عيونكم تحرقني بنار, your eyes are burning me with fire. And then what? And then he says, تسألني, these eyes of yours, تسألني, is asking me. اعماقها, these eyes of yours, تسألني اعماقها, is depth. The depth of your eyes. Amak is the plural of umq. So the depth of your eyes, if I look into it, تسألني, ask me. And مطلع النهار, on when the day will appear. It means they are in darkness. So their eyes seem to be questioning him. When will there be a bright day? And مطلع النهار, مطلع, the appearance of النهار, day, daytime. When will there ever be daytime? It means their eyes tells him that they've been in darkness, they've been in night for long. An عودة إلى الديار. Their eyes also asked him, An عودة إلى الديار. When will they ever return home? Have a peaceful return home. اقول, I say, يا صغار, O small ones, لننتظر غدا. Let us wait for tomorrow. لو ضاع منا الغد. If our tomorrow we should miss our tomorrow should be lost from us, we should lose our tomorrow. يا صغار, O small ones, ضاع عمرنا صدى. Our years would have just gone in waste. Sudan, to be waste, useless. So in this picture, he has seen this case who have been casted out of their homes, and it seems that when he looks at them, the depth of their eyes seems to ask him, when will there ever be daytime? We've been in darkness for long. And it asks him again, when will we ever return home? And عودة إلى الديار, when will we ever return home? And he is telling them that, oh, small ones, let us wait for tomorrow. That is, let us wait for some hope. If our tomorrow, that is our future or our hope, should be lost from us, we should miss it. لَضَاعَ عُمْرُنَا سُدًا. Our years would have just gone in waste. That is the second picture. The third portrait he's giving us from Gaza is, he says, كَانَتْ لَهُ أَرْضٌ وَزَيْتُونَ. He used to have a land and zaytuna, the zaytuna plant. I've forgotten its English name, but it's very popular. If you just said zaytuna, you will find the plant. It's a form of plant. So he's saying here that he used to have a land. Zaytuna, I think, is one of these palm trees or something. It says, كانت له أرض وزيتuna. That is, the Palestinian used to have a land, and this land had zaytuna on it. وكرمة. Kermatun is also grapevine or vine plant, and this land has kermatun. وساحة, and a field. ودار, and a home. وعندما أوفت به سفائن العمر إلى شواطئ السكينة. أوفت به, take him to. He says, وعندما أوفت به, and when this particular Palestinian was taken to, عندما أوفت به سفائن العمر, and when سفائن is the plural of safina, ship. When the ship of age moved him إلى شواطئ السكينة, to the beach of tranquility. That is, when the ages, he symbolized the ages here as with a ship that moves you from one on the sea, disturbed sea, to the beach where you are in safety. So he says, وَإِنَّمَا أَوْفَتْ بِهِ سَفَائِنُ الْعُمْرِ, and when the ship of age moved him إِلَى شَوَاطِئِ السَّكِينَةِ, to the beaches of Sakina, tranquility. Shawata is the plural of Shati, beach. He says, وَخَطَّ قَبْرُهُ عَلَى ذَرَ التِّلَالِ, and his grave was marked on the shelter on the hill. انطلقت كتائب التتار. The Tatar here is mostly used to describe the Mongolians. You know, those days when Baghdad was Baghdad, the era of Islam studies was going on there, Tatar entered there, which is the Mongolians. They entered there and collapsed everything. So he says, when this person has found a shelter, or his grave has found a shelter on the hilltop, when we say Dhara and shelter, At-Tilal is the plural of Talla, which is a hill. So when وَخَطَّ قَبْرُهُ عَلَى ذَرَ التِّلَالِ, and his grave has been marked on the hilltop, or he has found shelter on the hilltop. انطلقت كتائب التتار. Kataibu is Katiba, the plural of Katiba, which is battalion, army. So the army of Tatar is symbolizing them with the enemies of Gaza who are fighting them. They started making their moves. تَذُودُهُ عَنْ أَرْضِهِ الْحَزِينَ. As he has found a settlement, تَذُودُهُ عَنْ أَرْضِهِ الْحَزِينَ. this battalion, Kataib, pushed him off his sad land. They pushed him off. لكنه خلف سياج الشوق والصبار ظل واقفا. But then this particular person, this Palestinian, behind the walls, behind the fence of shawk, thorns, spikes, was sabar, and a tree called, I think, cactus or something like that. It's also a type of tree. You can put the name there and you see it. It also has thorns like that. It is normally used for small things. So he says that this person has been pushed away by the battalions, but is standing behind fence of thorns and this sabar. Zalla waqifan, he kept standing. Bila malal, if we read bila malal without getting bored, or bila mulal without being restless, without moving around, fidgeting and all that, he stood firm. يرفض أن يموت قبل يوم الثار, he refused to die before the day of revenge. يوم الثار, thar is revenge, and he seals it by saying يا حلم يوم الثار, يا حلم يوم الثار, oh you dreams of the day of revenge. He's saying that it shows how he wishes for the day that they will get the power to revenge. That is how he gives us three scenarios or three portraits from Gaza. So now we will read it, and then we are able to get used to how the text is. The first one, أول سورة من Gaza, or it says أولى سور من Gaza. It says لم يك في عيونه وصوته ألم لأنه احسه سنة ولاكه استنشقه سنة وشاله في قلبه سنة وطالت السنون ازمنة فاصبحت آلامه في صدره حقدا بل املا ينتظر غدا. This is the first picture. The second picture, it says يا أيها الصغار عيونكم تحرقني بنار تسألني اعماقها عن مطلع النهار عن عودة إلى الديار اقول يا صغار لننتظر غدا لو ضاع منا الغد يا صغار ضاع عمرنا صدى. This is the second scenario. The last, he says كانت له أرض وزيتونة وكرمة وساحة ودار وعندما أوفت به سفائن العمر إلى شواطئ السكينة وخط قبره على ذرى التلال انطلقت كتائب التتار تذوده عن أرضه الهزينة لكنه خلف سياج الشوق والصبار ظل واقفا بلا ملال أو بلا ملال يرفض أن يموت قبل يوم الثار يا حلم يوم الثار. This is the last scenario, and this brings us to the end of these meetings that we are having. It has been an exciting time, inshallah. We've ended Ramadan. We are going to enjoy our Eid, inshallah. May we all have a very nice Eid. Whoever is in any bad situation, may Allah ease it for them. Eid Mubarak alayna wa alaykum jami'an. أعاده الله علينا وعليكم بالخير واليمن والبركات إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Bye.